Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I'm a bunny. Now, don't touch that knob, because we'll be right back to reveal some of our favorite bunny and rabbit jokes on
Comedy Tonight!
It's the all-new Comedy Tonight, America's hottest TV comedy club, with our guest, Dana Gould, the Playboy bunnies and rabbits, and a chance for you, the viewer, to win a date with Jenny Jones. Now here's the baby doc of comedy, your host for life, BillBoggs.
Thank you. This is it. Thank you, Mark McEwen. All right. I want to welcome everybody. Come on. I want to welcome everybody in the audience and everybody watching to a brand new season of Comedy Tonight. You're going to be seeing, that's right, this is it. We're back on the air with new shows, and you're going to be seeing more of the bunnies later in the show. But right now, it's going to be that kind of night. To kick things off, here is a hot young comedian from Boston, a man who has more talent in his little finger than most people have in their little finger. This is Dana Gould. Come on, Dana. Kick it off.
Thanks, Bill. Hi, good evening. My name is Dana Gould. I'm from Boston. I grew up around there. I went to school there. I went to Boston University. I was a communications major, and that means, of course, while I'm in the unemployment line, I can have a great darn conversation with anybody I damn well please. There's a lot of that going around nowadays. There's a lot of guys working at Burger King with degrees in English literature. You go in for lunch. Dost thou crave fries, me lord? It's very frustrating, though, but you gotta do it. Get out there, get into the rat race. That's what they call it. They get used to it early. They start you out in the womb. You're in the womb for 9 months. Nobody bothers you. Then one day you get evicted for no reason. You're out in the real world 3 seconds. A full-grown man rips you out naked by your feet, flips you upside down in the middle of the air, grabs you and beats the crap out of you, throws you into a bright-lit room with 800 other babies who are just as confused as you are. Nobody can sleep because everybody's crying. You open your eyes for 3 seconds, and what do you see? 2 dozen adults in the window making faces that are scaring you to death. You're scared to death anyway because everybody and their uncle wants to pick you up. You think, of course, as soon as they do, they're going to beat the crap out of you like the first guy. They bring you home, they throw you in the bassinet and gawk at you. You're bald, you have no teeth, but you're cute. Your grandfather's bald, he has no teeth, he's gross looking. You're bald, you have no teeth, you're cute. And you know this bothers him because you're completely aware he knows you have this small squishy spot on the top of your skull where the bones haven't covered your brain, and you're afraid he might get bummed out, stick his thumb in, pick you up, and go, look at little Jeffrey. Look at how I picked up Jeffrey, Eva. How cute do you think that bugger is now? That gets you so upset, you go to the bathroom in your pants, and they change you in front of company with a Super 8 camera going because you haven't yet learned the words for please don't take my clothes off in front of all the relatives. Oh, sure, you try and get up and walk away, and that's when you find out that the bones in your legs are about as developed as the bones over your brain. It's a double-edged sword at 3 months old. As soon as the bones in your legs stiffen up so you can get up and walk away, what do? Send you to school so you can sit down for 8.5 hours a day. If you want to go to the bathroom, then you gotta raise your hand and broadcast it in front of 47 of your closest friends, and you know they're gonna give you crap for it later, but you're just trying to get through the day. They give you 2 days off, and one of them you get to sit in church, so a full-grown man can get up in your little face and go, you're 3 years old, Timmy, and if you don't love the Lord, you're gonna burn in hell. Forever! No! Help me, God, save me from the priest. So, you know, I can understand why people drink. That's not a real big problem for me. And when you drink beer. That's the official drink of the United States. Beer. Not beer, beer. That's how they advertise it. You never see a nice guy with a suit and a tie go, I'd like a beer, please. It's always, be a guy, drink a beer. American advertising, Saturday afternoon, be a guy. Go up in an airplane, jump out of it, parachute onto a mountain, ski down it, land on a lake, swim across it, get in a canoe, go down a river, put on a flannel shirt, be a guy, kill a duck, grow a beer, drink a beer. In the wide world of sports, you don't see You're watching the wide world of sports, you don't see a lot of commercials where guys coming out going, oh, I say, this beer is scrumptious. Because you'd kill somebody if they acted like that because they're not drinking beer. Beer and meat, that's all you need to be a man in this country is beer and meat. Get some beer and some meat and you're all set. You don't have any beer, you don't have any meat, get the hell out of the room, they don't have anything to do with you. You know, beer, and you might eat meat, but you are meat. You didn't think about that, did you? But that's all you are. Oh, human beings get cocky. We've split the atom. We've invented the wheel. But when you get right down to it, you're nothing but a big pile of meat with a sweater on, so you gotta be careful how you judge people, but you go to college to be a success. Get that diploma. Get that big piece of paper. We're just big pieces of meat going after big pieces of paper when you get right down to it. Wake up every morning, go to work, make smaller pieces of paper, money, go home, live in a big piece of wood, drive a big piece of metal, find another big piece of meat with hair, call the wife, go home, make smaller pieces of meat, send them out every morning to get their own pieces of paper so they can get out of your piece of wood, get a damn piece of wood of their own, invite them out on holidays, give them some beer and some meat. I don't like beer, Dad. Then you're not an American. Get out of my wood. This really heavy, successful thing they drill into you, and it's stupid because they're always hammering in the success, and I'm nothing like that cutthroat attitude, you know? I'm terrified to do anything. I'm terrified to go on the highway because I know my car's going to break down. I'm going to be stuck there for like 3 hours. Finally, somebody will pull over to help me. They'll jump out of their car waving a chainsaw and a puppy's head, start chasing me down the highway. I get arrested for screaming too loud. 2 hours later, I'll be sitting in a jail cell while a guy walks around me going, "You sure are pretty." I know what's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Or else I'll get in a traffic accident. My windshield will collapse, glass flying everywhere. My throat is cut from ear to ear, unable to speak, sitting in the hospital next to a guy who has 2 days to live. In the middle of the night, death will come in. "Hey, which one of you is Bob?" "Yeah, right, come on. You sure are pretty." It starts off no better than it begins, doesn't it? And that's the whole problem, and I'm sorry, but I'm out of time, and that's it. Thank you very much. Good night.
It's the Win a Date with Jenny Jones contest, Bill. Yes, you can win a no-frills night on the town with America's most beautiful comedian. And she's rich, too. She just won $100,000 on Star Search, and she still has a lot of it left. Just send a postcard to this address. In 25 words or less, tell us something about yourself and why you'd want to spend a little time with a beautiful and wealthy woman. It's that simple. You can look bad, you can even smell bad. We'll never know from just the card. Looking or smelling bad, not a requirement. Local restrictions may apply.
Why, thank you, Mark. And here she is right now, the star of the Win a Date with Jenny Jones contest, Jenny Jones. Yay! Your fans.
Thank you.
They don't like you at all, Jenny.
Oh, I can't
Jenny, you
believe it.
look great. Now, what do you think? This is a real contest. What do you think about it?
It's not going to be those guys up there.
Hey, listen. If they write their little cards in 25 words or less, they may be the one. One of them may be the one on a date with you. What do you
Yes,
think?
if you've got a tattoo up there that says "Born to Raise Vegetables" or something, there's some. No, it's. I can't believe you guys are doing all this. This is wonderful. Just because I won on Star Search and everything.
Well, you do have $100,000 now.
I'm not buying it. I don't know. I am very excited, and the only person that's not really excited is my husband. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm not married. But this is going to be a real shocker for the guy that takes me out. Well, the sex change.
Oh, I see.
That's what I did with my $100,000. No, I'm kidding. I'm excited.
What kind of guy do you hope is going to win this contest?
Well, you guys said you don't care if he looks good or smells good. I do, okay? I think they should send a picture in, maybe like a scratch and sniff or something, just to make sure. Actually, I don't know, just no cheap guys. I don't like cheap, cheap guy. No, because I went out on a date with this cheap guy. It was dinner at the Sizzler, He forgot the coupons. We had to go back. Then he took me to a drive-in movie because it cost less. I didn't even see the movie.
What did you see?
He forgot to let me out of the trunk. It's going to be fun.
Well, surely, actually, you really don't need this. I mean, you certainly must attract a lot of men on your own without contests.
Well, you'd be surprised. I get asked out, but it's just by all the wrong guys, I was just working in Vegas after Star Search. I got a job in Las Vegas. And all these guys, the guys with the chains that always hang out in Vegas, this guy comes up, he's got the shirt open down to the waist, chest hair spelled out, "Let's have lunch" or something. Italian guy, Tony Testaroni or something. Anyway, so he walks up, he says, "That's a very nice perfume you're wearing. What is it, Evening at My Place?" I said, "No, it's called Fat Chance." He said, "I don't get it." I said, "That's right." He had this great comeback. He says, "So what are you, lesbian?" I said, "What are you, the alternative?"
Now, here's something. This is very important for everybody watching right now to remember. We're not kidding here. This is a real contest. The winner will really go out with Jenny Jones. And as many of you already know, dating a beautiful woman is not your right. It is a privilege. And with any privilege comes responsibility. If you are the lucky winner, you will need a few tips on dating in the 80s. Just watch.
This is a story about what to do on a date. It begins one early summer afternoon. It begins with Jeff and Kay and Nick. Of course, you may not have a problem about what to do on a date, but Nick, well, he has a real dating problem.
Just a minute, Jeff. I'll get my tennis racket.
Okay, Nick, but hurry. Hey, what about asking Kay to come to the community center with us on Friday to fix up that scavenger sale? We could make it a double date.
What?
You heard what I said.
That's no place to take a girl on a date. Helping to fix up the scavenger sale. Is it?
Why not?
On a first date?
First date?
Yeah. Well, Kay's a swell girl. I was thinking of calling her. Where's my racket? Oh, ready?
You know, you better think some more, fellow, about what to do on a date.
Do you think she'll have a good time? What do you suppose I'll have to do?
Now, you may not have thought of this sort of thing as a place to take a date, but it looks like it could be fun. Let's see if Nick and Kay are enjoying it.
Say, Kay, are you really having a good time?
Of course I am. I'm glad you thought of coming here.
So am I. I mean, yes, it was a good idea.
Yes, it was a good idea to come here. How does Jeff get ideas like that? Hey, what's this? Maybe this is where Jeff gets ideas. A list of coming activities. A bike trip. Would Kay enjoy a bike trip? Or a weenie roast?
You're sure you like to do things like this?
Sure.
I thought all girls wanted fellas to take them to fancy places, spend lots of money.
Not this girl.
You know, I sort of like things like this, too. You won't laugh. I like to go on bicycle trips, too. Do you?
And miniature golf. Do you like that?
Yeah, and weenie roasts and square dancing.
And baseball games and taffy pulls. I think they're swell.
Say, you like to do lots of things, don't you? Say, Kay, next Friday there's going to be a weenie roast. Or there'll be a bowling party if you'd rather do that. Or we could go to the band concert.
Oh, I'd enjoy going to the weenie roast very much. Unless you'd rather go bowling.
No, I'd rather go to the weenie roast. If Jeff goes with Phyllis, we could double date with them.
Hey, Nick, hey, come on, we're gonna break open the ice cream.
Okay, be right there. Is it all right then, about Friday?
Yes, Nick. It's a date.
Yes, there are lots of things to do on dates. If you know how to look for them, if you plan them with the other person in mind, and if you really try to make sure each date's a good time. If you do these things, you'll know what to do on your date.
Coming up, funny jokes and a swan song after this.
Welcome back. In preparing for this, our new season, we've been doing a lot of outrageously expensive research. And believe it or not, our research shows that some people don't actually like stand-up comedians. They like jokes, but not comedians. So we set out to find something that we thought everybody would like. And we hit the streets of New York and just happened to duck into the first door that we saw that was open and receptive. Excuse me, what's your favorite joke?
Oh, there's a mama tomato, a papa tomato, and a baby tomato. They're walking down the street, and the baby tomato keeps lagging behind, looking around, touching, feeling. Finally, the mother just gets completely fed up and says, "Ketchup."
I grew up in a small little town in Missouri. To give you an idea how small it was, I remember the high school fight song. Yeah, growing up was great. I remember my dad catching me drinking beer for the first time. Son, you're gonna sit there and drink till you're drunk. All right, Dad. I couldn't wait till he'd catch me with a girl.
What's your favorite joke?
Oh, there's a Spanish fireman, and he's in the hospital. His wife is having a baby, and he's in the waiting room, waiting, pacing back and forth. And all of a sudden, the nurse comes in, and she says, well, you'll be very happy to know that you have 2 bouncing baby boys. She goes, what are you going to name them? He says, Jose and Hose B.
Okay, what do you get when you cross an elephant with a rhino? Elephino.
How do you make a handkerchief dance? Put a little boogie in it. What winks and makes love like a tiger?
This really, really dumb guy goes into the recruiting office and tells the recruiting officer that he wants to be a part of the U.S. military. And the guy says, okay, sir. Says, how old are you? And the guy says, 19. And he says, okay. He says, how tall are you? And the guy says, 5'7", sir. And he says, what's your name? And he goes, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you.
Some people think this is a glamorous job. I'll tell you, I get people ordering cocktails for me all night long. Bloody Marys, pina coladas, Harvey Wallbangers, the late hours, the costume. Hey, it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
All right, so far it's all been good news on tonight's show. But I've actually got some bad news for you, group. The bad news is that our announcer, Mark McEwen, is leaving us. This is his last show.
What can I tell you?
That's right. We're actually going to retire this man on the air. And I want to know, Mark, why are you leaving? Don't you like us anymore, buddy?
Well, Bill, it's the Jenny Jones concert. You know, you can't be an employee to be in for the date. And I got a weenie roast. BBQ season is coming up. I got a weenie roast for her I think she should be at.
Now, come on, what's the real reason? I mean, you wouldn't leave us unless there was a good reason.
Actually, I'm leaving to go to HBO.
Going to put in some cable?
No, Bill. Going to be a host on Box Office Biz, so you'll see me on
Box
HBO.
Office Biz?
With a Z. So you'll be seeing
What are you,
me
interviewing people and stuff?
Yeah, people like Liza Minnelli, Harvey Firestein, Frank Perdue, all the biggies. All the biggies.
All right, good.
So be watching.
Well, we ought to take a moment because we did how many? 65 shows together, right?
ton.
You were the announcer, the Golden Tones. Let's
The
have
dulcet
some
tones.
Dulcet Golden Tones. Some recollections of what it was like doing all that stuff.
Well, you know what? I remember a couple things. One, George Burns, who was on the show. George is about 3'9". A lot of people don't know that in
He's
real
that
life.
tall.
He's that short, and he walks without lifting his feet. And at the end of the show, I looked up little wheels on the bottom of his shoes. It was a beautiful thing. And also, as you guys know, last year I did my own stand-up on the show. I was nervous.
You were nervous, but you know, you shouldn't have been, but you were.
Well, Bill, I was real nervous. You picked that up right away. Went out. You bought the Pampers for me. I appreciate that. So I was real prepared
I used
for
the
this
leftovers for little Trevor. What about Jamaica? I remember in your routine, you did a routine on Jamaica. Have you been back to Jamaica?
Well, yeah, I did. I've been back in Jamaica in the last couple of weeks. You know, but they're a little confused down there. You know that Burger King campaign where they were looking for herb?
Right.
In Jamaica, they said, "You looking for herb? We got plenty of herbs in Jamaica."
Different thing. All right, now look,
Different thing.
what Mark doesn't know, and I hope you're not going to be embarrassed by this, but actually we have a clip of Mark McEwen's greatest moment from last season's show. And Mark, with your permission, this is your finest hour.
Hit it.
Look at that. You were wonderful at that. What?
Brilliant.
That is really something. Good going, Mark. Congratulations. So I say, aloha, amigo. Auf Wiedersehen to you. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bill, you know what I say? Don't say Auf Wiedersehen. Say goodbye, Bill.
Goodbye, Mark. I guess
Goodbye,
that's what it's
Bill.
going. Oh, Jenny.
I hate to interrupt. Can I do this on national television? I don't want to get us in trouble, but
Is this
I'd
the
like.
weenie roast?
No, this
No,
that's
you
later.
might not get to win the contest. So I'd like to give you a lay.
On television?
Yeah.
All right.
Here it is.
Yeah, Mark. We'll be back right after this. You know, Mark, I just realized you kind of left us with a problem here. We don't have an announcer now. we're going to have to start an on-the-air announcer search tomorrow night on the show. Have any recommendations?
Walter Cronkite, he's not working. You can call him Wally.
Wally Cronkite.
That's the way it was. Comedy Tonight. He could be on.
Anything else?
How about Casey Kasem? You know, here's a guy.
I want to go in that
Bill Boggs.
direction.
You don't want to go in that direction?
No, I don't. But anyway, it's been great working with you. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Jenny, thank you. Win a Date's going to be a lot of fun
I
at
hope so. I'm
contest.
looking forward to it.
Dana, how about you? You were wonderful at the beginning of the show. Did you have a good time tonight?
You know, I had kind of a good time. You could say it as that. You know, I really enjoyed the Playboy Bunny jokes because, you know, when I think of incisive wit, I'm heading straight to Hef's house. But you know, there are some problems. It's comedy tonight, and it's not tonight. If you look at my watch, folks, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. That's the problem. This whole thing has been a lie, Bill, and I'm tired of it.
Not that much of a lie.
Yes, it's comedy tonight. When are we filming? In the afternoon. They could call it comedy this afternoon, shown tonight, but they don't call it that. Because you've been lying to these people. You're asking me if I'm having a good time. These are the people. These are the people. Wait a minute, I'm trying to talk. These people are the ratings. These people are the audience. These people are your tomorrows. And these people know it's been filmed this afternoon, but they're not going to tell you it's been filmed this afternoon because let me tell you something. These people know it's in the afternoon, but during every commercial breaks, Bill Boggs is threatening these people with safari weapons. And if anybody says it's tonight, boom, boom, out go the lights. I'm just trying to get through this. I understand why you people are having a good time. Wait a minute, no, turn those credits off. People do not care who the key grip is. I have something important to say. These people have a rough time. They get up every morning at 6 o'clock. You're trying to feed families little pieces of meat. I know that. You heard my chef. You get up every morning. You're in traffic. No one cares who's talking to each other in traffic. You see anybody in traffic? Hey, man, how you doing? Shut up. Back off. No way. Everyone's in a bad mood because everybody's in a rush to get to some place that nobody really wants to be. Look at this remote facilities. Like the people at home really care about the remote facility. But let me tell you, you get to work and you get a kiss of your boss all day.